Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome to the Mario Snow Levels tier list in spirit of this holiday. Now today, as you can see on your screen, we have all the Mario Snow Levels here in a tier list at the bottom, and we are going to be ranking them on a tier list and just how good of a level they each are. Now I'm pretty sure I have all of them here. If I miss one or two, sue me, alright. But all the main hitters are right down here. And these are all in chronological order from the first Mario game to the most recent Mario game. So with all that being said, let's get right on to this ranking. Oh, and also I just included the main series Mario game levels because if I included all the spin-off snow levels, then we'd be ranking these all year. And I have to get this out before Christmas, so let's get on to it. Okay, so let's get this list started here with the very first Mario Snow level from Super Mario Bros. On the NES. And honestly, we're starting on a low note. This is gonna be a D tier Mario Snow level. Now this is mainly due to just how simple of a snow level this actually is. There's not really much that different from this between the other levels. And really that's just because the only snow elements here are the snow on the trees and bushes. The rest of the level is pretty well the same as all the other levels. There's not even ice physics or snow on the ground, so it's very similar to what we've seen before. There is a black background this time, which is different from the normal daytime stages, which I do like. But the colors are pretty plain and there's not really stars in the sky. I mean, this is one of the very first snow levels, like, ever probably, I'd say. So you can't really blame them for not doing that much different, but you still can put it at the D tier list because these levels are its competition. So let's get on to them. So the next snow level we're looking at is the Mario Bros. 2 snow level, and this was a big improvement from the first one, I'd say. But it still is a C tier snow level. Now we actually do have ice physics and ice blocks that you're standing on, so the visual style has changed quite a bit, which is different from the first snow level we looked at. And the snow caves have a really different atmosphere from the caves we've seen in other levels, so these are all good elements to have. However, it is kind of bland, all the enemies are pretty similar, and you could really tell this is just a skin of a stage, not too many new features or enemy types here. Plus all the colors of the background and the foreground all blend together in the same kind of shade of blue, so it doesn't work as well artistically. That being said, it is a big improvement from the snow level that we've seen before, but it's nothing all that great, I'd say. Okay, so let's move on to the snow world in Super Mario Bros. 3. And this one, I'd say, again, is a bit better than Mario Bros. 2. So we got the return of the ice blocks and the ice physics from Mario 2, and we have this new kind of striped pattern in the background, so these actually work well. The striped pattern kind of allows the foreground to stick out more, and I don't really know what the stripes are supposed to be or represent, but it does that very well. Plus in this level, they made these coins in ice blocks, so they really tried to use this whole snow and ice mechanic in new ways like we haven't seen in previous games before. Overall, this level was a big difference aesthetically from the other worlds in this game, and was just a good snow level to play around in. But there wasn't really anything too groundbreaking or that different in this level, so it's just gonna be at the top of C tier. So now we're getting into Cool Mountain from Mario 64, and we are getting into some good snow levels. This one, I'd say, is an S tier. This time, they perfectly blended snow and gameplay together, having this big snow icy mountain that you have to climb. There's slides all over the place, which I guess is supposed to be like tobogganing, which is a really fun gameplay mechanic. So you can slide up and down this mountain until your heart's content. And also, there's this little cozy cottage at the top that if you jump in, you race a penguin down a slide, so they're really going all out with this quote-unquote slide mechanic that they got in this level. It had great music and was just an aesthetically great level overall. Now we got the second snow level from Mario 64. Once again, it is Snowman Land, and this one was pretty good too, but I'd say not as good as Cool Mountain, so that's why it's an A tier. This one, like the title says, just has a giant snowman in the middle of the level. The penguins are back as well, and you actually use one to help you get to the top of his head, and they even put a star at the very top for you to get. Plus, this is the first time they introduced really cold water that hurts you even faster when you swim in it, so that was a kind of cool element that they included. And they had this frozen bully this time that you had to beat up on this ice rink, so that was another fun star as well. Plus, you got to go inside of an igloo this level, so just more snowy, icy tropes being included. Okay, and that's the end of the Mario 64 snow levels, so let's move on to New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, the Snow World here. And honestly, this was kind of a middle of the pack snow level. I'm just gonna put it at B tier for now, but I might move this around later. So this one, it polished up the visuals from all the previous 2D snow levels and made it really into a snow land. This time they had deep snow, which was really cool to jump around in. You could sink right in and just you know, play around in snow, what every Mario fan wants to do. I mean, they didn't do as much with the snow gimmick as the future New Super Mario Bros. Series games did, so that's why it's kind of B tier, maybe at the lower end. But it had a great visual style and really cleaned up all the 2D snow levels from before. Not much to say about it, it was fun, it had cool snow-themed enemies, and was a pretty good time overall. And moving away from the new Super Mario Bros. Games for a bit, we have Freeze Flame Galaxy from Galaxy 1. And this snow level was great. I'd say it's an A tier. A tier above Snowman Land here. No, you know what? I already changed my mind. It's S tier. That's how good of a level we're talking about here. This time, not only do we have snow, we have lava in this level. The first level is based all around snow and this snowman boss fight, or this snow ice thing boss fight, whatever you want to call them. And the second level is all about the fire, where you go into the core of a sun and it's just a lava themed level. But the third level has both elements combined in this kind of hot cold level, and it's a really cool concept. The skating was great in Galaxy. This was the introduction of this great skating mechanic where you would shake and you can move on ice no problem. This was fun and just effective. This made a lot of sense for a snow level to have Mario skating. I mean, didn't make sense that he wasn't skating without skates, but that's besides the point. It did make sense from a gameplay perspective because it was more fun than just slipping around on ice, and it made sense because you skate on ice. Plus it introduced Ice Mario, where you would walk on water and you would freeze the water into ice, making yourself a path. This was another great power-up that was introduced in this level. This level, like the rest of Galaxy, was very unique and introduced a lot of great concepts that they actually went back to in Galaxy 2, so we're gonna talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, we have the new Super Mario Bros. Wii Snow Land, and that one I'd say is going to go in B tier above the new Super Mario Bros. DS Snow Land. And this is just because, while all these levels are kind of similar between the new Super Mario Bros. Games, this one had penguins and slidey physics. They're penguin slidey physics, whatever you want to call this. If you run as a penguin, you'll actually slide on your belly, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, this mechanic. And speaking of the penguin, as you can see, this level introduced the penguin suit, which was a really fun power-up that could be used in this snow-themed level. All the polish from the first new Super Mario Bros. Game is here as well, and it just looks better on a Wii versus the DS. And yeah, overall, this actually did provide a lot of new sliding ice physics levels for the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and was just a fun time to slide around as a penguin. Kind of a throwback, I guess, to the Mario 64 penguins, or it could merely be a coincidence. I don't know. But either way, it is a very fun level to slide around in. Okay, and back to the Galaxy series, we have the snow level from Galaxy 2, the whatever you want to call it, Freezy Flake, I believe it's called. And this one, I'd say, is an A tier. Let's go with A tier. I think that's pretty good. And it's possibly a bit better than Snowman Land, so that's where I'd put it overall. This level was filled with these like snow ice sculptures, which was really cool to see. You had Bowser and a bunch of other Mario characters made out of snow for some reason. Don't know who made these characters out of the snow, but they were a great aesthetic for this level. Plus, they even had lava in this level for no reason. I don't know why. I guess the first Galaxy started it and they liked it so much they just kept going with it, but it was still great once again. And it was unique once again because this time you'd push snowballs onto the lava and it would freeze over, allowing you to walk across. Does the science of that make sense entirely? No, not really, but if you're questioning science in a Mario game, you should rethink what you're questioning. The fireball suit was in this level and it was used to melt the snow and these snow blocks here, so that was a great mechanic once again between the fire and ice, and it was just another great snow level. Speaking of fire and ice, once again, we have another Mario Galaxy 2 snow level, and it's Shiver Galaxy. This one is another S tier because this level is great. I love the atmosphere in this level because you're in this tall canyon and you're just at the bottom, really showing you the scope and scale of the area that you're in. Plus there's these little alien Easter eggs, which everyone knows at this point, Hell Valley Sky Tree as they're called, and that's kind of a cool little secret in this level, but who knows what those people really are. This time the mechanic with the lava is that when you press these buttons, it would freeze over entirely, allowing you to skate across. So it's cool to see all these different fire and ice snow levels in Mario games being used in completely different ways. And the cloud suit was in this area, allowing you to jump across the lava, so different ways of traversing it were possible. That's this Galaxy in a nutshell. Great atmosphere, great level mechanics, which make a great level. So the next snow level we're talking about here is the Mario 3D Land snow level. And there are a bunch of different levels in this game with the snow theme, but I'm just combining them into one level because they're all pretty similar and usually in Mario games they'd have like a snow land with a bunch of levels, but this time all the levels were dispersed between the lands, if that makes sense. So with all that being said, I think the snow levels in this game would go in the middle of B tier. So these snow levels all had a great aesthetic and had great music, but they were kind of generic from the other 3D to snow levels and just all the other snow levels we've seen at this time. They had these like rope mechanics and was this whole mountain that you're climbing up, and that was all fun. But that's about it for what it did. The backgrounds were really cool to look at too. You were up on these high pillars of sorts of these cliffs or something. I don't know, but it was just really easy on the eyes. And yeah, there weren't really snow enemies or that much different, but it's really a middle of the pack solid snow Mario level. And with that, we have the new Super Mario Bros. 2 Snow Land, and I'd say it'd be at the bottom of the B tier. Being on the 3DS, it does have great visuals when compared to the other 2D Mario snow levels, but that's really all it has. I feel it really didn't do that much with the snow mechanic. It really just stuck with the coin theme that was present for the rest of the game, so not much was different in that regard. But the best I could really say is that this level looks great, especially this icy part. All the colors really pop well, and overall it's a solid level with not much new. But the next level is the new Super Mario Bros. U Snow level, and this would be at the top of the B tier. I actually like this world a lot out of the 2D snow levels. What's really cool in this level was the background, because this time they used a bunch of constellations and just stars in general to make this really cool nighttime snowy Christmas vibe. I think they even have the Northern Lights or the Mario Northern Lights at some point, so this was great aesthetically. Plus they even use the stars as a level mechanic in some parts where you have to jump on these rotating stars, so I found this level a lot of fun and was just a great atmosphere. I don't know, something about the whole vibe of this level, it just reminds me of a Mario Iceland type level where you can see the Northern Lights and it's just a cool place to relax and chill. The gameplay is similar to all the new Super Mario games before, so I won't dwell on this too much, but the atmosphere and just the nighttime vibe are what put this level above all the other 2D Marios. So now we have the Mario 3D World snow levels, and these ones were a lot of fun, let me tell you. So I'm gonna put them right in the middle of A tier, I'd say. Now, what they brought back here is the skating mechanic, but this time in a new, fresh, and interesting way. You don't skate around normally anymore, but you ride in these giant boot skates. This made, obviously, the traversal very fast and just very fun to maneuver around these ice levels. Plus, the awesome music is back in these levels, and they just have this awesome version of Pokies where they're like Snowman, which is the perfect fit for a snow level. There were a lot of new and interesting ideas in these snow levels, and they just overall made great levels to explore. Yeah, and they even had these enemies that would try to blow you off your skates or off the paths as you were trying to skate on them, so that made great gameplay possibilities. So yeah, with all that being said, I think it's time to move on to the last snow level here. We have Snow Kingdom from Mario Odyssey. And I'd say I'm gonna put this level at the very top of A tier. I think that's a good placement. Now, I love the mystery that surrounds this level when you first enter it. You get tossed into this mysterious snow kingdom where you don't know where anyone is or what's the deal around here. Then you find this secret hole where you see a bunch of snowman bouncy balls that are living underground. And these snowman bouncy balls made a great level mechanic where you can use them in races and just bounce around for a lot of fun. This was an awesome and fun gameplay mechanic. I mean, this is an S tier just because the aesthetics were kind of basic. Nothing outstanding like we've seen in some of the other 3D Mario games, but it was still very polished and introduced a lot of new gameplay mechanics. And there was a lot of tiny details like Mario shivering when he enters this land, and there was even a costume for Cappy where he can be like a snow hoodie of sorts. But that's really what I gotta say about the Mario Snow levels. Hopefully you enjoyed this little Christmas themed ranking. That's really it from me. Have yourselves a very Merry Christmas. I will be doing the same. And I will see you guys in the next video very soon. Take care.